Okay. Hitting play right now.
All right.
Oh,
corporate champions
and
for their ongoing support of the NCAA and NCAA student athletes.
UNC, they got the 1 seed. So a little early, but I got UNC. UNC is the 1 seed. Yeah, they're probably gonna get that play-in game with Wagner and Howard. I mean, yeah, Howard Wagner. Yep.
And they are going.
yeah, I like Howard, I think, in that matchup.
Yeah, Howard's
I don't know,
better.
actually.
For the second.
Wagner's good defensively, but I don't think they have enough offensive firepower.
Yeah, they have a lack of depth, too.
Mississippi State. Oh, that's a nice 8 seed. Yeah, that's tough, especially in Charlotte. I want them to pick them over UNC, but in Michigan State, wow, it's a 9.
Okay,
I'm shocked. 14 losses.
this bubble went crazy, man. I don't.
I know. I like Mississippi State.
Oh, that 5 seed.
St. Mary's. It's tough defensively. I actually like the St. Mary's team more than I've had the past St. Mary's.
Yeah.
And I just feel like this defense is always really good. You know, they're always well coached, and you have to beat them at their game.
And they're in Spokane, which is
GCU. Wow,
that's a good
that's
matchup.
good, man. Grand Canyon's definitely more talented than St. Mary's, but St. Mary's I think is more disciplined. I think that defense, that's tough. I mean, I watched GCU play last night, and I thought they should have beaten Texas Arlington by more with like all the turnovers they forced, but they missed a ton of free throws. And Alabama
I think either St. Mary's or Grand Canyon would beat Bama.
I think so too.
Charleston, yes.
Charleston.
Upset. Upset.
Yeah, Charleston. I don't like Alabama this year.
I don't.
They're overrated. Wow.
Wow, Clemson.
It's a 6. Okay.
Votes well for Baylor, who will probably be the 3 seed.
They probably will. Yeah.
Oh no, it doesn't.
No.
Oh,
11?
dude, they had to win yesterday.
That is disrespectful.
There were actual.
I think they beat Clemson too. Oh, my dad's saying New Mexico. I'm saying New Mexico. We're saying New Mexico.
Oh,
they could beat Baylor too.
Dude, New Mexico Baylor will be a tough matchup.
Colgate's getting smacked by 30. On God, they're getting smacked. I mean, I would be smiling if I'm Baylor.
New Mexico versus Baylor.
I'm saying New Mexico. Dayton. It's a 7.
Dude, I'm not sure. I don't like how they did the
Are they gonna get Nevada in the 10 seed?
I like the upset.
Nevada, I love Nevada.
It's gonna be Arizona versus Long Beach.
Oh my God, that's wild. I love Nevada to beat Dayton. I just think Dayton has no depth. And
Arizona. And then it's gonna be Long Beach State. Oh my gosh.
And Tommy Wood's a choker. We all know that. No, I'm picking Long Beach. All right, here we go.
Oh, love this team.
Long Beach State. Long Beach State. Long Beach State. Long Beach State.
Long Beach State.
I love Long Beach State.
Let's see the bubble team. Come on.
Oh, I want to see the bubble field. Oh my God. This is tough. I think Charleston over Alabama. I'm picking Charleston. I mean, Charleston did me dirty last year.
But I like Baylor or New Mexico more.
I like New Mexico. I'm leaning New Mexico. And I think that.
Oh,
So be New Mexico, Nevada, possibly for an elite for Sweet 16.
That's weird. Like Are we really gonna see two Mountain West teams go at it in the Sweet 16?
It's possible with this draw. It's very,
But
very
I also
possible.
saw another, I forget what region it was, but there's a chance we have two SEC teams going at it in the Sweet 16 as well.
Yeah, like Kentucky, Tennessee, right? Kentucky and Tennessee.
No, it was Kentucky, Florida, I think.
Okay. Oh, Florida, yeah. That's right.
Because Kentucky got Marquette.
Oh, that's right. That's right. You're right. Yeah, Marquette could be in danger. Against Western Kentucky, and I think Arizona's in a world of trouble against Long Beach State. I mean, this is like.
And again, look at Nevada.
I'm not sure if
I think
I'll.
Baylor wins by
I
30.
think either New Mexico or Baylor have a legit chance of the Final Four. I'm between UNC, New Mexico, and Baylor for the Final Four in this region.
Yeah, me too.
Right here, the way this match
It's
is.
shocking. It's tough. Definitely gonna be a risky pick. And I'm not afraid of picking a double-digit seed. And we know
Very scary. All right, guys. The
Is- yeah, Jay Wright's in New Mexico scary.
Show
I
us the
agree.
bubble.
The Mountain West.
Eight Big 12, 8 SEC, 6 Big 10, 6 Mountain West, 5 ACC, 4 Pac-12, 3 Biggies, 2 American, 2 A10.
Oh,
and
you
2
missed
Olympic.
it. Oh, you missed it.
They were the first team out. Oh my God.
Dude, just
Oklahoma,
remember,
Seton Hall,
that first
Indiana
four
State.
out would have all made it if it wasn't for all these bubble bid stealers.
Right.
And with New Mexico being 11 seed, that's probably 5 bid stealers we saw.
Yeah. 5 bit stealers. That's tough. It's the first team out. And Indiana State with another 29. They didn't make it.
Yeah.
That's unreal. That's unreal.
You're telling me Colorado.
Yeah, I say they beat Drake. I mean, they beat their only losses were like Alabama, Michigan State, and they did have a couple of bad losses when they were ranked team. When they were
I'm shocked
lost
wasn't the last team in.
Colorado State, the last team in. I'm shocked. Oh my God, that's wild.
I'm gonna share my screen and show the bracket.
Okay, that's wild. It just never ceases to disappoint me. It's just always excitement.
So those are your bubble teams: Boise, Colorado, Virginia, and Colorado State. Last 4 in. First 4 out: OU, Seton Hall, Indiana State, and Pitt.
That's interesting.
And here is the Midwest region right here, man.
Yep, I knew that.
And week,
I know they could be an NIT team though,
week,
because those first four out. That's a one. Those are 1 seeds in the NIT. Those teams are hosting.
Man, I'm a
top 4 NIT team gets a home game,
mm,
so they could get a top 4 seed. I mean,
so who are you thinking the Final Four is? Let's look at the top upper left region first, East region. Who do you think your Final Four team?
I'm going to Iowa State, and I think Iowa State is the team that I've been like the most invested in, and I feel like they really like impressed me, and I think they can take out UConn. I'm going to Iowa State.
I agree. I got Iowa State as well. Auburn and UConn are probably the other two I'm somewhat considering, but I think Iowa State is my choice.
Yep.
Okay. South region right here. You see it?
Yep.
Who's your Final Four team?
I'm going with Kentucky, and I think Kentucky can really make a run. And yes, I know they don't play defense, but this offense is so explosive, and I think Marquette's vulnerable without Kyler Kolek. In Houston, this is a Houston team that they always are good defensively, but I think when they play a superior talent offensive team, they could struggle, kind of like what they did against Miami last year. Miami had a really good offense, and they hung like 80 on this Houston defense, and they had their way. Kentucky can do the same, and I gotta go with Kentucky.
I'm really between 4 teams, and I know that's crazy naming 4 teams. Houston, Marquette, Florida, and Kentucky are those 4 teams. And it really depends on Tyler Kolek for Marquette. they're either
Yeah.
gonna lose to I'm gonna pick Florida over Marquette if there's any doubt in my mind that Kolek will
Yeah.
be out. But Florida, Kentucky, and Houston, all three really good teams. Houston really has an easy path to the Elite Eight, in my opinion. And like Nebraska, A&M, and those are decent 8-9 games. I don't think
Mm.
Wisconsin will beat James Madison, and
I don't
I'm
either.
not even sold on Duke. So you're telling me possibly James Madison versus Houston in the Sweet 16? I'll pick Houston almost every
Yeah.
time.
Yeah, me too. And yeah, I think Houston makes the Elite Eight, but I think Kentucky beats them.
Yeah.
That's why I have Kentucky.
Yeah. What about Midwest? I'm set on one team. I'll be honest. I'm set on Tennessee. I get that they're a little cold as of late, but this region sucks. It sucks. I'm
It
sorry.
does.
I'm I'm like I like South Carolina as a bit of a Cinderella team, but what am I
Not
looking
against
at in the
Tennessee.
right top part of that region? That is a garbage region.
Well, they have good teams that I like, but I just feel like Purdue's losing early. I think that Purdue's going to lose to that 8-9 winner,
That's my
of
thing.
whether it's Utah State or TCU. And I think McNeese can upset Gonzaga, and I also think that Sanford can beat Kansas, and it can really cause a bunch of chaos in that region. And I think I agree with you. I might go with Tennessee in this region. I'm not sold on Texas and Virginia and Colorado State. Virginia's boring, by the way, and sorry to say that, but they're boring. And Creighton, I'm not sold on. I just think Tennessee's the best team in the region. I gotta go Tennessee.
I can't believe what I'm just seeing. So they did the top 4 seeds by region,
Hmm.
and they had
Yeah.
Iowa State as the worst 2 seed.
I'm in shock. I'm
I'm
shocked.
gonna send
I
you.
mean, they beat Houston by 30.
I'm sending you the picture right now. I am shocked. They had they had Tennessee as the best 2 seed. I'm fine with that.
Hmm.
Baylor was the best 3 seed, like I thought.
Yeah.
But man, how do they have the Midwest region as the toughest region seed wise?
Is that the Purdue one?
Yeah, that is the most garbage region I've ever seen.
I know.
They
It's
have
shocking.
for the top 4 seed total, theirs is the lowest, which means there's supposedly
Mhm.
this. And I'm looking at it and I'm like, this region sucks. Tennessee
Yeah.
is the only team I really like. That top half of that region is gonna get whoever makes it out of that top right region is or that top part of it.
Okay, so they explained why Iowa State was a 2 seed because they were weak non-conference.
Yeah,
Okay.
but Big 12, even they have Big 12
Yeah.
with the most bids.
Right. Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. I don't understand the reasoning. I think Iowa State should have been a 1 seed. I think they should have been that 4 seed. That
Yeah,
fourth
I
1 seed
had
over
them.
North Carolina.
I think I had them 5 or 6 overall. So,
Yeah, they're.
but it is what it is. I mean, they weren't able to be in the South region. They weren't going to get in the West region because that's a terrible location. Preferably, they would have been Midwest, but they had Tennessee as the best Midwest team. So
That's fair.
that was really the big decider if they were going to be in the East or Midwest, if they
Right.
would be ahead of Tennessee. So
Okay.
the West region, who do you like coming out of the West region?
I think this is my region of just of chaos. I think that UNC. I am tempted to pick UNC to make the Final Four. Because I don't have a 1 seed in there. And usually a 1 seed does make it. But I am loving New Mexico, and I think they can upset Clemson and Baylor. And don't even get me started with Arizona and Tommy Lloyd. I am done with that guy. I'm not picking him ever to win another tournament game until he proves me wrong.
No,
I'm picking Long Beach over Arizona,
I
and I
am
am picking
too. I am.
and I'm picking Nevada over Dayton,
I am.
and
too.
I'm gonna see a Nevada New Mexico Sweet 16 matchup, and I think UNC. I think they're gonna get St. Mary's in the Sweet 16, and I think UNC is gonna go to the Final Four over New Mexico. I have UNC New Mexico in that Elite Eight, but I got UNC in the Final Four.
Yeah, I'm definitely between three teams. UNC, Baylor, and New Mexico are the three teams I'm between. I think I'd probably go with New Mexico as my Cinderella story, which makes me think I'm gonna go with Houston in the South region because,
Mm.
like you said, I'm gonna need a one seed, even though last year no one seeds made the final four.
Right.
I just feel like you need to pick
Yeah,
out
that's right.
seed. And I'm thinking Iowa State versus Tennessee in the championship.
I was thinking the same thing,
Really?
and I really was. But my champion, and you gotta stay tuned for that though.
Yep. We'll see. And
Cliffhanger.
just gonna say, keep an eye out for our bracketology.
Yeah.
Me Monday, I'm gonna
Uh,
release my bracketology. I
and
believe
I'll do mine on Wednesday.
yours is Wednesday, and then Tuesday we're gonna do a collaboration bracket. Me, Dan, and then our special guest. Y'all will have to see who that special guest is. It's
Yeah,
gonna be
that's right.
interesting. The way the collaboration bracket works is we
Yeah, okay.
each have a vote for every single game. Whoever team gets 2 votes moves on.
Move on. Yep. So yeah, so what do you think about the playing games, like Boise, Colorado, and then Virginia, Colorado State? Like, cause you got
Yeah.
winning those games. Like to be real, let's what do you think wins those playing games? I'm leaning Colorado and Colorado State. I think both Colorado teams win their playing game, and I'm just
Oh,
and I think one of them is gonna win their first round matchup too. Because it happens every year.
yeah.
So
So
I'm leaning
Florida plays one of them, and then the other one is Texas.
Texas.
Texas is probably the weaker team, but I also think Virginia and Colorado State is kind of weak.
I think so too, and I
That's
do think Colorado State's a good team. But and Virginia's boring as hell, and so I would pick Colorado State to win that game. Just because they're more talented, and yes, I know Virginia's a big name, Tony Bennett. I know their defense is great, but their offense is still butt, and they'll always be butt. I mean, until they get good recruits and good transfers, right? I mean, come
Yeah.
on. Like they do nothing. Their system is just boring. Like they have no offensive bucket getter whatsoever, and they have to rely on a defensive minded player as their go to option, and that's not a recipe for success.
no.
So I mean, at least Isaiah Stevens is a bucket getter. I mean, at least he can go make a play, and that's why I'm giving Colorado State the edge here in that game. I'm like, go give me a bucket, man. Just give me a bucket. If I'm a coach, I'm like, yo, just give me a bucket. Like, I need a bucket. Give me a win. I'm picking Colorado State, and it's just a weird arrangement. I think it's way more shocking than I thought they would be. Like teams I thought that weren't really safe ended up being really safe, like as an 8 or a 9. And
And then I see New Mexico as 11 after winning the Mountain West tournament and beating Colorado State, Nevada,
Boise,
sorry, Colorado State, Boise,
Boise and San Diego State. That's crazy.
like
I'm shocked that they were viewed as a bid stealer, and I did not think they were a bid stealer. I thought they were safely in. I would have had them as a 9 seed.
the 10. So the playing games were a 10 seed. So yeah, New Mexico was a bid stealer. That's what
Yeah, I'm very shocked that they were a bid
Mexico's
stealer.
lower ranked than the 2 playing games.
Maybe that adds like a chip on their shoulder, like
Mhm.
you really wouldn't have gotten picked if you didn't win the conference tournament.
I-
And this could probably like fuel them like
This
to like
is
make a
how-
deep run
this
to
is
prove
how
to the committee
confident-
like we are talented. We
Mhm.
got good guard play. We got experience.
Exactly.
And we can take on anybody.
Mhm.
And I think that New Mexico can be that team
Oh,
that can make a Sweet 16 Elite 8 run. Maybe even a Final Four run. Call me crazy about that, but hey. But this is a
Here's
team
how-
that
here's
can
how
play with that extra
confident
motivation.
I was in New Mexico making the tournament. I thought once they beat Air Force, they were gonna make it. I thought they were safe.
I think this
Uh,
too.
As long as they avoided the bad loss against Air Force, they would have been safe. And
Yeah.
I'm just like, they had to beat Colorado State, Boise State, and San Diego
San
State just to be a bid stealer.
I'm in shock.
Are you
Wow.
kidding me?
It's 15 seeds. Wow. They've won 3 times last 3 years. And they've
Yeah.
won 2 games.
They've made the Sweet 16.
Wow.
Do
Okay.
do I pick Long Beach State over Nevada?
It's tempting.
Do I
And-
care?
It's so tempting.
It really is.
I'm definitely picking them over Arizona.
If there's
And
any other 15 seed you're considering, which one is it?
Western Kentucky.
That's
And
what I'm thinking.
It's Western Kentucky.
don't think
If
St.
if
Peter's
Tyler
is
Clark's
that good
out,
this
I'm
year.
picking that upset too.
Um,
I would
South
not be afraid.
Dakota State's interesting, but I think Iowa State's too good. And then
Yeah. I was about to say if it was
Valley-
South Dakota State from 2 years ago, I
yeah.
would pick that upset.
Well,
and
they
I think
weren't
that-
gonna be a 15.
Yeah, like the
with
like the
Iowa.
one like when they had Baylor Shireman and that team, like or like when they had like Mike Dom or something, like those kind of teams. Like I would pick that South Dakota State. This
Yeah.
South Dakota State team is not as good.
No.
And
At all. Western Kentucky's the only other tempting one I feel like.
yeah, it's tempting, but it has to be like Kolek has to be out for me
Yeah.
to pick him. But Shaka Smart said that he's making progress. He's on pace to play next week and this week, and I'm like,
The
That's
thing
concerning,
scares me with Shaka Smart is he hasn't made the Bankett weekend since the 2011 Final Four win. He is like
and they got a tough second round matchup between that Florida and playing game winner.
Yeah.
I think
I'm thinking Marquette loses that, which is surprising.
they could
because
lose that game.
I
And
had Marquette going to the final
picking
four
Colorado.
this season.
call me crazy, but I'm picking Colorado to
You're
make the
going
Sweet 16.
Colorado? I'm
Yes.
going Florida.
Yeah, I think Marquette screwed me last year because I had them in the final
Yeah.
and they lost in the second round and
Yeah,
I cried.
I had them
Eh.
Sweet 16 losing to K-State. I was really big fan of K-State.
Yeah, I had K-State losing it in the second round.
Oh, to
Um,
Kentucky or Providence?
I had Providence beating Kentucky, and I was high on Bryce Hopkins in the revenge game, and I got caught up in all that storyline, and he got clamped, and I was high on Ed Cooley before he became a snake and left for Georgetown and all that. So, yeah, I mean, that's what happened.
Yeah. Well, man, I'm gonna let you go. This was a great
Okay.
Selection Sunday reaction. I'll
Oh, yeah.
text you and go on our little messenger group chat now that we're allowed to.
Yeah. Sounds good, man. Yeah, and I'm really looking forward to that NIT bracket, man.
Oh,
See if South
Also-
Florida got in.
the women's bracket will have to do a challenge for that too.
Yeah, women's bracket's always tough. And
So when does the NIT bracket reveal happen? Is it tomorrow?
I don't know. I have to look it up. I'm
believe
gonna
it's
research it
tomorrow
up
or
right now.
Tuesday.
I am gonna look it up because usually, yeah, the NIT is okay. The NIT, I think. All right, the NIT is posted. All right, ready for this?
Yeah.
All right, Seton Hall, Indiana State, Villanova, and Wake Forest are 1 seeds.
So
Okay.
OU and who was the other first 4 team? OU and Pitt, did they decline their invitation?
Yes, they did. 'cause they're not in it.
Wow.
So here's the 2 seeds: Ohio State, Utah, Cincinnati, and Princeton.
Princeton could be a dangerous NIT team.
So your 3 seeds, okay?
Yeah.
Providence, Bradley, Iowa, and Virginia Tech.
Virginia Tech's weak.
And then the 4 seeds for the NIT, you got LSU, Butler, UCF, and Georgia.
UCF? Where's USF?
Yes, UCF versus USF.
Wait, are they a 5 seed?
Yes, they are.
Let's go. The rivalry is continuing.
I love it. I
Oh,
love it.
I
Because
like
UCF fans have been talking crap all day on
5
X,
over 4
saying like, "Oh, we have
upset.
no quad 1 wins, blah blah blah," and all that. I'm like,
Hey,
now we
you'll
get to
beat
face
a-
you. I'm like, I was thinking schedule us,
Just
actually play
remember,
us.
you'll beat an 8 seed in the actual tournament. Look at that. You'll
That's
beat
crazy.
FAU.
Right.
Man.
It's crazy. All right, so then the other, all right, so St. Joseph's will play Seton Hall. SMU will play Indiana State. VCU and Villanova. Wake Forest, App State. That's shocking.
That's a
That
interesting.
could be an upset.
Yeah.
So then we have Princeton, UNLV. Cincinnati, San Francisco. Utah, UC Irvine. Ohio State,
That's a good
Cornell.
team, too.
Cornell against Ohio State.
I like
Interesting.
Cornell.
I do too. Providence, Boston College. Bradley, Loyola, Chicago. Iowa and Kansas State. Virginia Tech and Richmond.
I like Richmond.
I like Richmond too.
Virginia Tech's good.
And then finally, LSU, North Texas. Butler in Minnesota. UCF, South Florida. Georgia and Xavier. Interesting. I like South Florida over UCF, and I think they can beat Villanova too.
I think
And-
y'all got fortunate with the 1 seed to avoid Indiana State and Seton Hall. Those are probably
I hope we get Indiana State in the Final Four of the NIT.
that would
That would
be.
be
I think
that would
that's
be
probably
fun.
where y'all would lose. I'll just be honest. Think
we get to play against Ryan Conwell.
yeah.
Revenge game.
Yeah, the revenge game.
Yeah, I know. I think we can beat UCF and Villanova, and then we play Utah in the Elite Eight of it.
Yeah.
Oh,
Utah
what's that?
Utah plays UC Irvine, you said?
Yes, they do.
That'll
Yep,
be
and then they play the winner of Iowa and K State.
That all those could be tough, that bottom part of that
Yeah.
region.
So we would play Tuesday, March 19th
That's this
at
Tuesday.
9 o'clock against
AM
UCF.
or PM? PM, right?
What's up?
PM?
Yeah, 9 p.m. Eastern, UCF, South Florida, on Tuesday, March 19th. But it's
Oh,
on ESPN Plus,
that's
which
probably
is
gonna be
whack.
first 4 game though.
It's
That's
not a first. They only have 32 teams.
no,
It's
I
not
mean
a first.
for the tournament.
Oh, that's right. Yeah.
Wednesdays are the first 4, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like, but the other games are like on ESPN, ESPN2, ESPNU, but UCF South Florida is on ESPN Plus.
That's
So I'm just hoping we freaking win so we can get a televised game.
yeah.
Put some respect on our names. This
Mhm.
is what I've been waiting for.
Yeah.
I'm excited.
To be honest, huge season, even though it ended rough,
Right.
it was a success, man. Making
Oh,
the
absolutely. And we get to play our rivals, so they won't be ducking us.
yeah.
And because that rivalry is pretty much done
Yeah.
unless somebody schedules us. But
Like Oklahoma State OU, man.
that is a good storyline. That's why I'm here for, man. That's what I love. And Indiana State can run the NIT. I mean, they could. And
I could see
Seton Hall, they're definitely a force in this. And Wake Forest is definitely an intriguing team because they can beat anybody, but they can lose to anybody on it.
exactly.
Depending on what game they play. And we love Hunter Salas. And
Mhm.
so these 1 seeds are pretty good. Except Villanova, I think is the weakest 1 seed, and I'm
Yeah.
actually quite glad that South Florida got that draw.
Mhm.
and
I
against
think
our
the
rival.
other matchup will be in the lower part of that region instead of the 1 seed.
Yeah.
Like Utah, UC Irvine, who were the other two?
So it's Irvine and Utah,
Yeah.
and then you got Iowa and Kansas State, and
I think all 4 of those teams might be tougher than Villanova.
I think so too. And
Genuinely.
I know, right? So I could probably like break down the NIT thing too, like because South Florida's in the NIT.
Yeah.
Like that would be something I can do like in like the afternoon or something. I could probably do it like Tuesday afternoon or something. If that's all right with you, I can do the NIT
That works
and
for me.
and I could like break down like South Florida's matchup with
Mhm.
UCF, and that would be fun.
Yeah.
And that would be great. I'm excited. I'm glad South Florida got an NIT invitation.
That's big
I'm just
time.
glad we didn't get royally screwed and put into the CBI, and I would be crying. But
Still would
definitely
be
deserving
considered a
of an
success.
NIT appearance. I'm happy that I view it as a success as well. And all right, man.
I'll let us go. And
Yeah, sounds good. Yeah, and then we can go to our group chat and
yeah. Oh,
mess
it's
things
been
up.
all
This
day.
is fun. I know, right?
See ya.